In the last 10 years, more than 30 New York State nursing homes have closed. Almost all were not-for-profits, resulting in the loss of over 3,500 beds. Without a significant increase in the Medicaid reimbursement rate, more nursing homes will be forced to reduce admissions, turn away applicants, or close their doors. Joining us with more is somebody who knows a lot about this. Robert Mayer is the CEO of Weinberg Campus, a retirement community in Western New York that was forced to close its doors back in September. Robert, welcome. It's good to see you.